I actually celebrated my first birthday at Notre Dame, so I've always had Notre Dame blood in me and kind of an appreciation for the tradition and history with Father Hesburgh and the Civil Rights Movement. Ultimately, when I was deciding about where to go to college, the university presented a lot of different resources for undergraduates, for research, and for study. When I came in freshman year, I heard Dr. Richard Pierce, who was the chair of the Africana Studies Department, gave a speech at athlete orientation, and he talked about the nature of a student athlete and why that burden in some ways makes you a stronger student and athlete. And I asked him to get coffee after that and then learn about Africana Studies. Africana Studies is about changing the narrative or developing a different narrative in academia that focuses on African American history and the diaspora of African peoples. And so I was interested in looking both at ways that I could focus on the Rwandan genocide for my thesis, as well as the civil rights movement and how that plays in with social change. In the summer after freshman year, I went to Masaka, Uganda with the help from the Kellogg Institute and the Glenn Family Honors Program. And I ended up teaching social studies in a primary school, but I also taught fencing after school to kids. And so at the end of my 6 weeks there, we had the first ever fencing tournament in East Africa. The summer after sophomore year, I went back to Uganda for 2 weeks with other student athletes to do youth programs. And then for 6 weeks after that, I was in Rwanda doing thesis research on reconciliation and development in post-conflict Rwanda, looking mostly at the impact of the Coccia courts on community development. The Rhodes mission is to fight the world's fight, and I think it's parallel with Notre Dame's mission about creating an environment where learning becomes service to justice. And so what I take from my extracurriculars, from my research, from my scholarship, is that it's a holistic view on humanity and a holistic view on what service to others looks like. What I've come to really appreciate about the Notre Dame experience is that the other-oriented lens is the framework not only for the Notre Dame mission, but for the outlook of Notre Dame graduates. And so whether it's talking with alumni or with my peers and working with them on initiatives on campus, it was always directed towards how can we make things better for the environment as a whole, for our friends, for our peers, to ensure that we have a wonderful experience on campus and that we build these relationships that are going to sustain us for the rest of our lives.